Maya and Stormzy, if they don't mind us calling us that, have been spotted holding hands in Greece following weeks of speculation that the pair had rekindled their romance.
And do they make a lovely couple? Well, rumour has it that it was Stormzy's mum, Abigail, who played matchmaker, pushing her son to pursue the Love Island host again, or maybe just negotiating with her about how they should get back together.
We don't know,
quite know.
Mummy was involved, apparently.
Yeah.
But is it intrusive for mothers to get involved with their kids' love life? Broadcaster Christo Fousfas says being brought up by an overbearing mother, there she is, has made him respectful towards women. And his mum Jane says, yep, Mummy's boys do make the best boyfriends. But we've got journalist Flora Gills here, who thinks that Mummy's boys make terrible boyfriends. Is that from personal experience?
It is a bit from personal experience,
Give us, I mean, without naming names or identifying the Mummy's boy concerned, explain what happened and what went wrong.
I was once going on a date with a guy, this was a long time back at university, who I found out video chatted his mum beforehand to pick his outfit for every day. Yeah, and he was dressed terribly as well. It was terrible advice. But that's not attractive. I didn't want to jump into bed with that.
It's not sexy, is it?
It's not. It's really not. Felt like I was jumping into bed with his mum.
So is the issue whether they approve or not of you, or is the issue just that the mum has got too much influence and you don't feel that they're their own person?
I think too much influence, and I think that it's really in the title, Mama's Boys. Often Mama's boys never grow up to be men. They are too reliant on their mums. They need their opinion on everything. They can't make a decision without them. And they don't know how to take care of themselves. They expect to go from mum to girlfriend. I mean, the amount of boys at university, and it is only boys, predominantly, who couldn't work a washing machine, who couldn't cook a meal, who couldn't do any stuff because they've been mollycoddled by their mums who want them to be boys forever. And
that's personal experience, and presumably you've got friends who say the same? You share this?
Yes, they've had to train their boyfriends or partners to be...
wean them off mummy.
Wean them off mummy, exactly.
Because that is a point that occurs, isn't it? You know, and really, we mums, Abigail, only have ourselves to blame because if we don't train our boys to be good, you know, partners, then we're not doing a service.
Do you think so?
Yes.
I think that... I'm sorry, your points are, without being disrespectful, a load of tosh. You're obviously going around with the wrong fellas. My boys have been brought up to be close to me. I've guided them. I still guide them. There's a gold umbilical cord that's still attached to both boys
Cut the
and
umbilical
myself.
cord.
No, there's no need to. It will be with me till the day I die.
Well, I would always say ladies first because I was taught to have very good manners by my mother. I like the fact that I have an interfering mother. I have...
But you actually described her as overbearing.
Sometimes she's overbearing. It's not always been easy.
Give me an example of her being overbearing.
Well, I mean, it was
far.
lovely when I invited you on the holiday to Mykonos, but I didn't expect you to come every year after that. It was, you know, it's very, very...
I thought you needed my guidance. I mean, I was there with the purpose to try and get a fella for you.
Yes, but I didn't know if I actually always needed your help. It's lovely when you call into my radio show, but you don't need to under a false name.
Well, I was afraid you wouldn't take my call.
Yes, well, yes, that's because I'm working. But I mean, in general, it's usually OK because I've learned a lot by having, like I said, very, very good manners. I've learned, obviously, how to get really good advice. You've always been giving me amazing counsel.
Well, that's one thing. How does she insert yourself in your romantic life, in your love life?
Well, she met my husband. She adores him, luckily, which is a really good thing.
What if she hadn't? What if she disapproved?
I'd have found it very, very difficult to marry him.
Are you serious?
Yeah, there's no way I could have married someone who didn't get on with my mother. Absolutely no way.
Does he know that?
I think so, yeah.
Oh, he does now.
He does now.
So even though you were deeply in love with him and you could see a future with him, if Mummy had said, I don't like him, I don't like the cut of his jib, you wouldn't have...
I would have found it, I think, as part of the falling in love process, it would have been really difficult for me to have fallen in love with him without him getting on with as well as my extended family, but my mother in total.
I am quite taken aback. What if your mum suddenly turned around and said, you know what, I don't like your partner anymore? Would you be like, well, that's it, out the door?
Well, I don't think she would ever do that, and also
I would say to him first, I don't like you, before I told you I didn't like you.
What did you say?
Our mummy upstairs is telling us that we've got to go to bed. We're out of time. It's bedtime.
We're going down for a nap now.
Yes.